My name is 𝗕𝗲𝗄 Son. I own the city.
The Prodigal Son. Ethan loved the nightlife more than daylight. He loved champagne more than wisdom. He loved attention more than responsibility. The mother's tears. Every night, expensive cars roared into the Lawson mansion at 3 a.m. Music blasting. Different girls laughing. Security guards shaking their heads. Mrs. Clara would sit in the living room, waiting. "Ethan, this path you're walking will destroy you," she would whisper. He would laugh it off. "Mom, relax. Life is for enjoyment." Enjoyment became addiction. Addiction became recklessness. Clubs. Gambling. Drugs. He wrecked 3 luxury cars in 1 year. Police reports were quietly settled with money. His father paid. His mother prayed. But high blood pressure does not listen to prayers when the heart is constantly broken. One evening, after another public scandal involving Ethan and a fight at a nightclub, Mrs. Clara collapsed. Stroke. She never recovered. At her funeral, Ethan wore black designer sunglasses. Not to hide tears, but because he didn't want cameras to see his face. He did not cry. And that was the day something inside Chief Raymond broke. A father's silent decision. Chief Raymond watched his son spiral deeper. More police cases. More damaged properties. More shame. Meanwhile, Ethan's younger sister, 𝗱𝗲 Lawson, was different. Calm. Educated. Disciplined. She worked in her father's company quietly, learning everything. One night, after Ethan returned drunk and insulted his father in front of guests, Chief Raymond made a decision. Without telling anyone, he called his lawyer. All properties. All shares. All businesses. Transferred to 𝗱𝗲. "Ethan will destroy everything I built," he said quietly. "But 𝗱𝗲 will protect it." The second funeral. Months later, after a heated argument where Ethan screamed at his father for controlling his freedom, Chief Raymond suffered a fatal heart attack. The house was silent. Ethan, however, felt victorious. He walked through the mansion smiling. "It's mine now," he told his friends. Champagne bottles open again. He threw the biggest party the city had seen.
If you don't join me celebrate, my papa don't die.
The reading of the
This
will.
one a big celebration.
1 week later, the family gathered in the study room. The lawyer adjusted his glasses. Ethan leaned back confidently.
Mr. Lawyer Reda,
"Let's make this quick," he said.
All right, let's review it.
The lawyer cleared his throat.
It can't be.
According to the last will and testament of Chief Raymond Lawson. Silence. All assets, properties, company shares, investments, and liquid funds are to be inherited solely by Miss 𝗱𝗲 Lawson. The room froze. Ethan laughed. "Good joke." The lawyer continued. "Mr. Ethan Lawson is to receive no inheritance due to repeated misconduct and irresponsible behavior." The words hit harder than any slap. Ethan stood up. "This is impossible." But it was not. His father had signed everything months before his death. For the first time in his life, Ethan had nothing. The so-called friends disappeared immediately. The girls stopped calling. Clubs denied him entry when his cards declined. Unpaid debts surfaced. And the police cases that were once buried by his father's influence resurfaced too. One night, officers arrived at the mansion gates. This time, no one paid them off. Ethan Lawson was sentenced to 3 years in prison. The cage of reflection. Prison is loud during the day, but painfully silent at night. Ethan, who once slept on silk sheets, now lay on a thin mattress. No music. No champagne. No applause. Just regret. He remembered his mother waiting in the living room. He remembered his father's disappointed eyes. He remembered 𝗱𝗲 trying to talk to him gently years ago. For the first time, he cried. Not because he lost money, but because he lost the people who loved him most. He whispered into the darkness, "If I survive this, I will change." Days turned to months. Months turned to years. He started reading books, helping older inmates write letters, teaching basic business knowledge to prisoners who couldn't read. For the first time in his life, Ethan felt useful. And usefulness felt better than luxury. The return. 3 years later, the prison gates opened. No convoy waited outside. No cameras. Just sunlight. Elena stood there quietly. She had come. He couldn't speak. "I'm sorry," he finally said.
Thank you for not
And
giving
this
up on
time,
me.
he meant it.
You are my family.
Elena looked at him carefully. "You can't undo the past, Ethan," she said softly. "But you can decide who you become now." He didn't ask for money. He didn't ask for property. He asked for a job. Starting at the lowest position in the company. Warehouse supervision. Under staff who once feared him. He worked. Silently. Humbly. Years later, people would say, "That Lawson's son. He's different now." Because prison didn't destroy Ethan Lawson. It rebuilt him. Moral of the story. Wealth without character is destruction waiting to happen. Sometimes, losing everything is the only way to find yourself. And sometimes, the prodigal son does not return to luxury. He returns to responsibility. Please like, comment, share and follow. Thank you.